just a year ago, Shannon Sharpe was riding high. You know, Shannon Sharpe is one of the greatest, maybe top 3 tight ends of all time. Retired when he retired from the NFL, he retired with all of the records for tight ends of all time, right? He was my favorite. He was one of my favorite players, right? Playing for the Denver Broncos. After he retired, he just didn't retire and go into oblivion where you never seen or hear from him again. He actually reinvented himself online, and he started to become one of the biggest influencers all last year. You know, he had the club Shay Shay. We remember the infamous interview, Cat Williams, that broke the internet. Cat Williams came on there and said all kinds of stuff. Then he had Monique on there, right? And even with the allegations came out with this Jane Doe, this 19-year-old girl, right? I only want to say her name because now they reference her as Jane Doe again, right? When this girl came on there and she accused him of SA, and he tried to behind the scenes give her $10 million, well, it came out that she wanted $50 million. And he started to lose sponsorships. You can see when he go on his nightcap show, he no longer has the sponsorships and the commercial things on there. They took everything away. He got fired from ESPN. He was let go. So his life has just been in shambles. His money's been cut off. He even had $100 million deal on the table where they backtracked it and said no, right? But this is the thing. The girl was legal based off of the law in the United States, but for him being a 57-year-old man and her being 19 just out of high school, morally it doesn't look right. And a lot of the corporate structures don't want to be around them, right? But we know that Shannon Sharpe has a history of talking down on other black men, right? And trying to hold other black men accountable for certain things, right? Let's revisit what Shannon Sharpe did with Kyrie Irving. Right? Y'all remember this?
Personally, Skip, this is Kyrie. This is who he is. You know he's going to dig in now because he's caught backlash. Nick Friedel challenged him. Joe Side tweeted at him. Wish he'd have just pulled him into a room and had a conversation. Just because he tweets something, that doesn't mean you have to compound an issue by tweeting back at him. Just call him in. Hey, you're the owner. Just say, Kyrie, I'd like to talk to you about something that you posted. Look, Kyrie always wants you to think. He went to Duke. He wants you to think that he's a physicist and he's the smartest guy in the room and he's a conspiracy theorist. And he says, well, what if that didn't happen? I know, okay, I understand that it could have, but what if it didn't? Okay, even if it did happen, what if it didn't happen? What if who were actually responsible for it wasn't really responsible for it? See, that's how he does. And he's like, I just want to play devil's advocate. So me personally, Skip, I don't listen to anything Kyrie has to say. I think he's a phenomenal basketball player, but he just says a whole lot of stuff. And there are enough of his followers because he has a large enough platform. They're gonna say, Kyrie, you right. And the more people all he needs is one person to tell him that he's right, other than himself, and he's gonna keep it going. And so for me, this is, I ain't got no problem with freedom of speech. Freedom of speech in America does not mean you're free of consequences in America. So you can say whatever you want. You can spew whatever you want. But when the backlash and the consequences come, don't come, oh, cry me, Kanye. Oh, now all of a sudden, you're like, oh, they got a knee on my neck, and it reminds me I was like Emmett Till and yada, yada. I don't want to hear that. Because when you were saying what you were saying, it was without repercussion. I'm free. I'm this, I'm that. And then somebody had to remind him, you look a lot like Shannon Sharpe. Remember when OJ said, OJ, I ain't black, I'm OJ. Kanye started to believe that too. Yep. I ain't black, I'm Kanye. And then he got reminded, oh, yeah, you are. But Kyrie, I don't know what his end game is. He's always trying to I'm a free thinker. Those are not free thoughts, Kanye. You reposted something. Now you said when Nick Friedel says, look, I understand what Alex Jones did. He made families relive a very tragic and horrifying moments in their life. He's a conspiracy theorist. I just like what he said 10 years ago. So you already said what the guy is. And now he's a proven liar. But it's that one thing that you like, you know what, it's that morsel over there. Now I get what he said right here. It's not true. Okay. Is he a member in these secret societies? Is Alex Jones a member of these secret societies that he can attest to? Is Kyrie Irving a member of these secret societies that he says exist? Just throwing stuff out there, Skip. It's just sad that this is what he's become. But Kyrie, I don't even know if you know who Craig Hodges is. But you better be careful.
Now that's Shannon Sharpe in rare form kissing tail, right? Kissing behind. right? He's up there on Undisputed with Skip Bayless, really going in on Kyrie Irving, right? Where he didn't even have to, but he chose to do this, right? But he also was going in on Deshaun Watson, right? He was all high and mighty because he had arrived, right? And he did this to Deshaun when Deshaun was going through the things that he was going through. Skip, timing is everything. With an apology, right? Shannon Sharpe says Deshaun Watson isn't sorry about the actual misconduct allegations, right? He said Shannon Sharpe is old school and believed Watson's apology was late and should have happened when he settled with the accuser, seemingly ignoring or unaware of the fact that Watson had not settled with every accuser. Once the ruling had come down, or you settle the case, it's not skipped. You just come out, say, hey, I can put this behind me. I apologize for anybody that was impacted by my behavior, whatever you wanted to word it. You got representation, you got people that can word it appropriately, and you can move on, right? But this is him on the platforms. He also said that's what should have happened. Once you settled it, you come out, you word it appropriately, and you move on. But when you settle the case and you really don't say anything, he's not sorry. So I just think the thing is timing is a lot. Timing is a lot. Having a lot to do with an apology. Skip Bayless. Timing is everything with an apology. You can't wait to almost all of a sudden you're about to receive a more severe punishment and you say, well, I'm sorry for what transpired. I'm sorry that I impacted these women. Shannon believes when issuing an apology, timing is of the utmost importance. And in his opinion, this is done to show the league that he is remorseful for his actions, and in many ways, he's speaking truth. The timing of the apology, in many ways, Sharpe says, shows how remorseful you really are about your actions. In Watson's case, that speech, he basically said that the Deshaun Watson apology was bullcrap. But this is crazy, right? This is Shannon Sharpe after he's talking his way while behind the scenes he had the situation with Michelle Beadle, right? That woman that woman that said her name was Michelle something. That woman that said that he essayed her, right? She went on to shock Tasha K. She went on to all those publications talking about it, right? He even settled out with her. He had the situation where I'll get to that, right? But Tasha K got wind of this, right? When he settled this case, right? And she came to her channel because she's been really lighting him up. And she said this.
So Shannon Sharpe! Yeah, Shannon. So what's going on, Shannon? Shannon! So Gabbi today got paid. Gabbi got a lot of money. So Gabbi, so this white girl here sued just straight out of high school, literally just graduated through her hat, hasn't even entered college yet. She entered OnlyFans to allegedly pay for college, okay? But then Uncle Shannon came along. No education needed no more, okay? And so she got involved with Shannon. It was a little role play, and apparently there was an RAPE that took place, and she told him, listen, no. And then when he didn't listen, she said no again, according to her. And that lawsuit, it was very, very, very brutal. What I read, I was like, oh my gosh, Shannon, you? And I'm sitting there trying to tell you no, and you talking about death? Yes, Gabbi, and spitting up, no. And so apparently he didn't put on a condom and went in her after she said no. And not wearing a condom is just as equal as a girl saying no. That is RAPE according to criminal law, okay? And so she decided to sue him, but she hit him up behind the scenes with Tony Busby. Shout out to Tony Busby. He brought all Deshaun Watson victims' settlements, about 22 of them, okay? And he still has his job. And so he launched against Jay-Z, lost that one somehow. But, with this one here, Tony Busby hit Shannon Sharpe up behind the scenes with this lawsuit, had asked him to settle. Shannon Sharpe had offered $10 million. She said no. Tony Busby said, all right, bitch, are you crazy? Tony Busby said, bitch, are you crazy? $10 million? What are we doing? And she says, no, I want 50. So then he was like, you know what? Go public with it, Gabbi. Go public with it. So she goes public with it. He loses the job at ESPN. He loses all his sponsors. This is a young white girl. Come on now. If it was a black girl, they wouldn't give a damn. But it's a young white girl. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And then you're talking about, oh, it was consensual and all this stuff. Like, of course it is. Now, after offering her $10 million, she turned him down. She sued him for $50. He lost everything. It's on YouTube now. I have to cancel everything. His tour, all of that. He has since, because we had gotten news the other day that she didn't or her lawyers show up in court. He showed up in court, so that was a PR rollout to make it seem like, you know, she was abandoning the lawsuit to kind of help him get his job back. According to Tony Busby today, he brought home another victory, okay? I told you he brought home all of Deshaun Watson victims' settlements, and they were all mostly black. They were black women that Tony Busby was representing and got them all paid from Deshaun, okay? So according to Tony Busby, let me go ahead and get this statement. Jasmine, I got my little statement. Hold on for a second. He says that they have reached a settlement. Everything is consensual. And the lawsuit has since been settled. And so I'm sure after her having to pay lawyers and asking for $10 million up front, and then her saying no, and then taking it to court, and, you know, him trying to settle it behind the scenes, I'm sure she got a cool 20. I don't know where he gonna get that money from. I know she's probably getting a lump sum and payments over time, hoping that he's gonna get his job back and his tour back. But the morality behind Shannon Sharpe has just decreased. Because she's a child. I don't think he gets that. I think he gets, yes, I get to sleep with who I want to sleep with, true, but is it morally right? Is it morally right? And I think the morale behind Shannon Sharpe has drastically decreased, and that's why we're not really hearing anything about him lately, because people are just not fucking with it no more. They're just not doing it no more. And so, in addition to Gabbi getting paid close to 20, Hollywood, his ex-stylist, apparently got paid too. Yeah, to be quiet. And so he posted pictures to his story today, and we were told by sources that he, you know, Shannon slid him a little bit to not talk to the blogs about their relationship, and he's counting money. This is a Hollywood_Mugler, okay? Who's next? And then we got when that check hits, Hollywood_Mugler. Who else? And then he says, my new homie girl went in, and because apparently he paid out a lot of people to stop talking about him so he can go back to work. And I don't think they're going to let Shannon come back to work. That's the crazy part about it. If I was him, I just would have went independent completely and just let it be known, because you're not going to make this money back thinking that you're going to get your contract back. It's just not going to happen. The morale is done. And it's a shame. Like I said, this black man ain't got no business being on my screen being single and grown. Why? You want to go after damn near fresh children. Fresh children. And now her, as a white girl, the white, what they say, city whites is up. City whites is up. 1,000 points. Money should be left for his children. When he dead and gone, not Gabbi get it. I ain't mad at her though, for real. I ain't mad at her. Get your money, Gabbi. They want to be stupid, give it to them. Give it to them.
Now, since this has been settled, her lawyer, Tony Busby, the Jane Doe's lawyer, he went to social media and tweeted, he said, the Busby law firm filed a complaint in Nevada making several allegations against Shannon Sharpe on behalf of our client. Both sides acknowledged a long-term consensual tumultuous relationships. After protracted and respectful negotiations, I'm pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon resolution. All matters have been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice. Man, listen, this thing is real crazy because when this happened, Hollywood, like Tasha K showed, would start showing that he received money. This guy, he was taking an open LGBT guy all around the country with him, sitting courtside, buying him all kinds of gifts, lavish gifts. And, he was saying that Hollywood has come out and said that Shannon has tried to railroad his career, even paid him to shut up, allegedly. There's a lot of things that's going on with this dude, Shannon Sharpe, behind the scenes in his double life, right? But he has a history of speaking down on other black men and athletes, while at the same time, he out there doing all kinds of wild stuff. This dude is the biggest hypocrite of all time, right? Now, this is the thing. Morally, he's in the trash can. I don't think that he's ever going to be able to recover from this or get back what he's lost, because the corporations ain't going to want to touch him. I even see that the views are significantly down on the nightcap. At one point, he was getting 20, 30,000 a night. Now he's relegated to 10,000. That's a big drop, And the sponsors are going, because you were Shannon Sharpe. You could have been with any woman, but you chose to go get with women younger than your daughter. I wonder how your daughters really view this behind the scenes without saying anything, because they don't want to hurt your feelings. But I wonder how your daughters view this. But Shannon Sharpe, this is Shannon Sharpe. He settled the case. But I'm hearing rumblings that there's more people ready to come out. But as more of this come out, we'll report more of it. But as of right now, the Jane Doe situation is over. The lawsuit has been dropped with prejudice. He settled it. Tony Busby is happy. She's happy. So as more of this come out, we'll report more of this. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.